we kind of live in a society that perfectionism is important, or so we think, right? This is out of the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali. You don't have to remember that. But he is one of the first ones to record, because yoga was a kind of a nomadic type pursuit. Centuries and even longer ago, you would go and you would live with your guru, and you basically would become his servant. I'm doing this all wrong, aren't I? You would go live and you would do his work, but then he would teach you yoga. And it was just by word of mouth, and very few, never would a woman be invited to it. Okay. And that was how yoga started. And a woman named Ingra Devi kept pestering Iyengar. No, did I say Iyengar? Krishnachara, even before Iyengar. And he was so rude to her, which you think, yoga, rude, those two don't work. But she was a woman, and she wanted to learn how to do yoga. And she has made one of the most vital contributions to the world of yoga, was her teaching, and he finally realized that. Well, one of the things that she taught was this determination to keep on, to keep pushing. I don't know about you, told no enough times, I might quit, but she never did, okay? And
when did she live?
In India. When? Oh, geez, you're going to test my knowledge.
2 or 3 centuries ago, or
more?
Oh, way
more.
Okay, never mind.
Iyengar studied with. This is a great question. Iyengar studied with Devi, and Iyengar died at the age of, probably 5 years ago, at the age of 84. So this was their study, and that their master was Krishnachara. Krishnachara's son, Desikachar, I don't remember these names, is still alive. He is he's in his 80s now, and is one of the surviving gurus of where it's come down from. But Patanjali started scribing down something. He has 196 sutras. Sutras is a principle, okay? 3 of them have to do with the actual physical practice. And Peter, have you done yoga before? Have you seen it? Yeah. Seen some of the poses? If you're ever on Instagram or Facebook, some of the poses get pretty wacky. We call them stupid human tricks. And people think, yeah, people think that they have to do stupid human tricks to be doing yoga. That is not the case. Yoga was designed, one of the reasons was to unite the mind, body, spirit, to recognize this is what I need to do. So in this class, you might think we do really weird stuff, and it's yoga. So this is from Patanjali, from one of the sutras. So only 3 of them talk about our physical, actual poses. Asana, A-S-A-N-A, asana means postures or poses. Perfection in an asana is never achieved unless the effort to perform it becomes effortless, and the infinite being within is reached. So how's that? I love that. I love that. Oh, you do not click that loud enough. No, the minute somebody opens the door, if you don't get that click, it won't stay. So, how do we achieve effortlessness? That's what we're going to work. Because right now, sometimes in life, it's not effortless, is it? Okay. So close your eyes. hold your balls still. Letting the breath wash up and down the spine. Now go ahead and I want you to slump. Put your shoulders back, slump like you're watching golf.
Thank you.
You like that. What else do we like watching? Movies? I've got a granddaughter that loves Hallmark. We tease her terribly. But I actually, never mind. I was going to say I'll tell you later. So, try to breathe deep here. And get a little bit of effort, right? So why, right? There's only one reason we sit up tall. Go ahead and find that tall seat. You'll notice I'm on the edge of my seat, okay? You don't need to be on a blanket, but what we're looking for, the very most ease or effortlessness we can find with our spine is when we sit our hips up, and this hip bone is higher than the knees, or at least level. When we sit, I'm just going to show you here, I'm fine here because I'm level, but if I'm like here, right, and this is a little higher, this is not more, that's ease. So in the car, yeah, you get in cars, they're not designed for ease. And so people that do a lot of driving have a ton of hip issues, right? So that's just one of the things we are wanting to pay attention to. So you started with balls, but let's really work them, okay? Put one underneath your foot. Those of you that keep your socks on, I know sometimes your toes get cold. Make sure even though you've got your socks on, you're spreading. If we were doing a ton of work on our mats, I would make you take them off because you would slide. But we're looking for places that are sore. Yeah, there's one right there. So Peter, I've just moved and I've been painting. These guys know this. In my dining area, there's a built-in seat. It's about this high. Can I tell you what, as I've been painting, going up and down on that seat, I've been doing those lunges, stepping up, stepping back down, and I've purposely put my paint down so that I would be working my quads and my hamstrings and my glutes as I would step up and down. I did that for one afternoon. The next day, I went to just kneel, my calves and shins. I'm like, okay, you don't have to do this all the time. Okay, so finding places that are, that's why I'm feeling that. When we work our body, okay, the fascia underneath our feet. So you'll notice we're working our feet side to side. Really put a little pressure into that ball. My toes are spreading. I'm trying to work the feet. When the feet work, that energy radiates up through the legs. And then start, while you're doing this, a little bit of that cat-cow in our chair. So there's a curl on the spine, and then there's a round on the spine. And there's a curl on the spine. And then there's a round. Yeah. If you find a place, hold the ball there, breathe. You can keep your eyes closed for this and just really focus. How do we make something effortless?
We lay down on the couch.
We lay down on the couch. That is one way. However, how do we make our movement feel effortless when we're moving? Laying on the couch is not going to facilitate that, is it?
On the list.
It's not on the list. We need the rest. There's nothing wrong. In fact, you know that dead corpse pose, asana, that we do at the very end of class, right? has wonderful benefits. It's the only reason I make you get up and down on them, off the chair and onto your backs. And then go ahead and just shift it to the other side. Notice we stayed a little longer here, finding the breath, finding a place. Maybe this foot, you roll around and you push into it and you're not really feeling anything. Sweet. But if you do find, and almost always they're in the arch where you feel those sensations. And I loved what, how long, maybe a month ago, Gilbert shared. That must be working. My feet don't hurt as bad. Yeah. And so, to me, that's a little bit about what this effortless means, okay? It doesn't mean that we're not going to work. It doesn't mean we're not going to move. It doesn't mean that we may have muscles that are. But I promise you now that having done those lift ups, painting, right, to strengthen my muscles, now when I'm climbing the ladder, there's an ease that comes to that climb because the thigh muscles are stronger. There's an ease that you guys have all felt and that you feel, even though you might be a little sore. But it isn't perfection. Perfection is effortlessness. Think of some of the things in your life that you have perfected. Okay, maybe it's a recipe that you cook. Maybe you're a great driver in the car. Maybe, what are some other things you could be perfect at? You could be perfect at making mistakes. That's me. You could be perfect in how you do your laundry. You can be perfect in so many things. There's so many things that we can achieve. What happens when we do those things? They don't take much effort. We can do them without even having to garden. We can do them without really having to think. For me, I have to say, hey Joyce, how do I do this, right? For Joyce, she's just out there and it just thrives because she's done it. Okay, go ahead. No, one more thing with the balls. We did this last week and we probably should do it every week. See, okay, you're pulling the toes back. You're gonna try and get a big toe and a pinky toe. And Michelle wasn't here last week. Do you want to show us your trick that you created?
No, I probably can't do it.
Oh no, she's gonna get her other foot. Look at this.
See, that's not fair.
Yeah.
Strong toes. I really don't
She showed me, or Gilbert showed me the picture, but it was like this, and I'm like, it's like Spock in Star Trek. Anybody a Trekkie? Okay, so now take hold of that ball. You don't have to lift it up because I can't lift it up. I got short toes. Go ahead and roll up and over. Yeah, there should be some sensation right in the top of this foot. Yes, there is. And then roll back and find that again. Then one more up and over the top. Go as far as you possibly can. Okay, if you get a cramp, we'd come out, get the cramp to go away and come back in, and then release. And the second side, but before you do the second side, just pause, close your eyes, and notice your toes. There's a little tingle in there, okay? We're just working, increasing blood flow. Come back, big toe, pinky toe, on either side of that ball. These toes are pulled back. Okay, this is hammer toe work. Okay, so if you've got one of those toes, I used to have this one, and still sometimes it'll curl, but it would be kind of like this. Okay, it doesn't do that. I can straighten it now, and this is why. Okay, So you can do the surgery where they go in and they cut the tendon underneath the toes. Or you can slowly over time, and maybe with pain you still need the surgery. I'm not going to tell you that that's awful to do. And then stretch it up and over. Yeah. One foot's going to be easier than the other. Bring it back down. Yeah. You can even, if you want to lean into that, you feel a little bit more intense on the toes. And then come back up and over. Last time. Find that stretch and give. These feet take us through life. And we want to love on them for a little bit. And then release. Go ahead and just roll through your ankles. Did everybody get a block? Michelle, Robert, I'm not seeing a fire. Do you have a block?
Did you get one?
Yeah, that's okay. I've got these now. Okay.
I gotta get back.
Yeah, it's okay. I got it. That's right.
Hey, she was.
I move fast. Okay.
What happened to my block? I thought she was ready for it.
You want the block?
I thought you had one behind you. I thought you were hiding it. Okay.
I just thought you were singling me out or something.
Yeah.
Okay, push it away. We've done this. Plant the ball of the foot on the block. Reach the heel to the floor. Oh yeah. Okay, move it away so that you never want, when we're working, you can bend your knees deeper, right? But when we're working our legs and our feet, we want a right angle. So push that block away so that when you push, and if you've got size 9ers or 11ers feet, it might be a little easier for you. Oh, look at what Michelle's doing. She's like, yeah, I need more work. I got long feet. So push down. See if you can get the heel down. Okay, and then lean forward. Take your arms to your forearms. Okay, put some weight on them. In fact, go ahead and take both arms on the one leg. We're going to put on just some pressure and some weight. Go ahead and push down with your arms and gently lift your heel up. And then bring it back down. And lift it up. And bring it back down. And lift it up. And bring it back down. Hold it down. See if you can feel the sensation of pushing down and trying to push forward. Now, if I let go, it gets moving. But I'm not letting go, okay? I'm finding that push, but there's enough push here. Can you feel the back of your thigh work? That's what we're doing. You know that I've been trying to, because when we're in a seat, that's the hardest thing to work, is this leg, hip area, okay? Yeah, pushing down, it's not moving anywhere. But as you push the heel into the floor and try to push forward, you're going to feel clear up into your glutes, clear up into your rear end, working. And then release it, wiggle it out, change sides. Find, again, when you put that down, I'm right at the right angle. So push it forward if you need to. Push the heel down. One side may be a heck of a lot easier than the other side. Yeah, and then lean. Get the lean, and then get the weight, double armed weight on one leg. Come up. The heel reaches as high as you can get it. Come back down. Do that a few times. Up and back down. So this intrinsic movement of holding this down, pushing the heel, trying to push forward without really letting it move, one of the best things we can do for our muscles. Okay? It's also very wonderful to move our muscles through movement. But this is more strengthening than it is range of motion. Yes. Go ahead and hold it down. Push the foot down and forward until you can feel your whole leg start to maybe even quiver a little. Taking some deep breaths. Beautifully done. And then release. Come up and shake it out. Fabulous. We haven't done this one for a while. Come to the side. Okay, it's like if you were sitting like this, it's turned out that way. A little bit wider, Joyce. Yeah. So a little bit wider, Peter. Okay, foot's on the outside. Come to the edge of your chair. Sit up straight. Try not to do this as you do this. Try to hold your body still. Ready? It's coming up and over. Oh, up and over. Yeah, we went a little wider, didn't we?
Yeah. We can do it right there.
Yeah, this requires a little bit more of our body. So go ahead and hold it up and put it down. And hold it up. Oh yeah, and put it down. And hold it up and put it down. And hold it up. Woo! Anybody's thigh burning? And hold it up and put it down. Two more. Hold it up and back down and up and back down. Go ahead and now move it in. Go ahead and bring the foot onto the thigh. Okay? You're going to come to the edge of the foot. Now, I want you to watch my foot. If I go like this, that's a sickled ankle. We would never want to walk on that. That would totally break something, pull, sprain the ankle. So when we're doing this, we're still trying to flex that foot and make the ankle, okay? But we're putting the edge here. So the tendency is to let the ankle roll, but you're pushing down on that side of the foot so that you're not. Does that make sense? I'm seeing it. Good. Okay? So you're right here. It's going to go wide out to the side. Go as wide as you can get it, but you're not to force it with your hand. Okay? So if you are like, Debbie, I can keep going. Keep going. If you find that stop place, gently put one hand here. Not on your knee. It's on my thigh. And push your thigh back into that hand. Let's get flexor stuff. Oh, yeah. 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 So don't let, it's not here. And we're not moving in and out. We're holding, and then there's that same resistance. It's the same thing we did with the foot down and forward, yes. Now it's just thigh pulling in and release, okay? Now, wiggle through it. Here. Opposite hand across. It's the hand on the lifted the block, okay? You're going to push the leg that way and pull the hand this way, right? So let the knee start, pull it back. You're going to feel a lot in your shoulder. You might feel it up in this side of the hip, okay? Breathe. Beautifully done. And release, okay? Let's try bringing that up and cross it over. Beautifully done. And life happens sometimes. I love it. It used to be when the phone would ring or something, you'd kind of go, ah. But now it's like, life just happened. So, yeah, this kind of same motion, we've done a little bit today, but not much. Lean forward. Tuck your tailbone, curl it back. Lean it forward, tuck it back. So we're moving, my pelvis is moving here, okay, here. You can't see it very well. Okay, so it's there, and it's here, and it's there. This is also for that psoas, coming along. I know we're doing your right side first. Come back. Yeah, that is some work right up in there. Go ahead and just take your finger and feel. Can you feel that ropey muscle sticking up? Okay, when we come up, it kind of softens. When we curl and tip and go back, it's like that. It's like, excuse me, you're wanting me to work. I'm now working, right? So this is still contracted, but it's so deep you don't feel it. But here you do feel it. And then we release. Hard hips. Scale of 1 to 10. Is that about an 8 or a 9, or is that a 12? Okay, so take and just find range of motion now. Okay, whichever leg you've been working, just try to make circles and then reverse the circles. We will do some of this when we get on our backs a little bit later, again with the hips. Just moving the hips. Take your block back over, take it as high as you can get it. It's still turned out a little bit. Let your foot come up, okay? Come to the edge, and then it's just a side to side. Yeah, move it more forward, Larry.
That's the same leg.
Same leg,
Oh,
same leg. Same leg. Even more, Larry, forward. Yeah. I want to get more of a bend, or less of a bend, is what I should say, less angle on that. Okay, and then hold it open, and let it come all the way across. You might have to sit back for that one. Take it up. Bring it across. Oh, yeah. That gets stuck. Over. One more. Across. Come on. Pause. Close your eyes. Notice what the work you've done is creating on that hip. And then just put the block in, move it over to the other side. Okay, it's a little wider, remember. So kind of where you put your feet here, it's there. Come on to the edge. Foot's on the outside. This one can be in, but it's okay to be out too. Here we go. Be careful. Up and over, up and back. If it starts to really get painful, you hippie people. Try not to move the body. So I could do it this way. I'm exaggerating. Okay. But you are trying to hold this body still. Okay. Go ahead and hold it up, and then back down. Hold it up, and 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 one more. Woo! Come right in here. Yeah. Wiggle. Beautifully done. Okay, move this block into the middle. We didn't bring this one on high yet, did we? I don't think so. Okay. So take it, find that foot, right? It's flexed. You're doing the same leg. You have to do the other leg. And I know this is your knee. Okay. Flex that foot. So as you go out to the side, I'm just on the edge of the foot, but I'm not letting the ankle sag. So your ankle's sagging a little bit.
okay, so what do I do?
So pull the pinky toe towards your knee and get the whole ankle to move. Okay, come back up, find this. Keep that, bend the knee. She's like, I'm still doing that. So when you're here, you're trying to pull, it's like you're trying to, can you see my foot go this way or this way? I'm trying to keep it right in the middle. Don't roll the ankle. There, the ankle just rolled. So push this down, then push this part of the foot forward. There you go. There you go. Push it a little more. Push it a little more. There you go. You too, Joan. A little bit more on the inner edge of the foot. Push it down. Push that down even though it's up in the air. This part. Just push it towards the block.
I know.
There's something the foot's not made to do.
Really? No. So that ankle's not gonna go, you're pushing. There you go. See, you pull it, let these pull backward. There you go, that's it. Okay, yes, that's better. So you don't want this to give, right? Yes. Okay. Beautifully done. We don't want to overwork that, so take it wide, go as wide as you can. Hand is coming here, not on the knee, but we can come on the thigh. Push and push. The hand's pushing that wide, my leg's pushing into the hand. So Larry, move from the knee with your left hand to right here. There you go. That's where you're pushing. And then pull. So my leg is trying to do this. My hand is doing this. There's a give and take. And what's really interesting is, my right hip is the one that's injured. I can go forever on this other side. This side wears out so much faster. But it's at least working, right? So we just be really excited about that. So if you're starting to really feel this, release and wiggle and come back in and find it again, because we're going to hold it just a tad bit longer. You're finding that push. We're working our inner thighs. We're working the psoas, which goes up and in. If you come here, okay, what you're looking for is that muscle, but we won't find it doing this one. And then go ahead and release. Take it over. Opposite hand. Yes. Good job. Push this way. Hold this way. We're just accessing. This is IT band. This one doesn't get, but it might really get some up here. Yeah. And you are welcome to do a little bit of movement if you need, but this whole thigh is pushing away, and my hand is trying to pull it back, and we're targeting up in that socket. Breathe. Notice, can you feel how this really helps your body twist? We're going to get to that. Yeah. And release. Wiggle that out. Beautiful done. Go ahead and bring it up. Cross it over. Flex this foot again. So you're going to practice the flex. Okay, this is not a flex. You can see how the ankle's sagging, okay? I'm pulling this outside edge towards the knee is probably the easiest way to describe that. So flex. The minute I feel absolutely nothing. The minute I do this, it's like, oh, I got some sensation in my hip. You might be totally different. So you can ease off on that a little bit, okay? Here it goes, the hinge. This is where we feel the rope. Yeah, feel that you come in and out of that. I know. Tuck your tailbone. See if you can find this ropey. And I just have to tell you, on the side that's not injured, the ropiness is so much less. So a little bit of this tuck, untuck. Breathe to the sensation. Creating range of motion. Couple more. Up and back. Again, coming out if it's just intense pain. Coming back in if you need to. Really well done. And come out. Okay. We did one more, and I'm trying to remember what we did. Help me out. Oh, we just wiggled. Take it wide. So it's out to the side, and then just wiggle through that. Same leg. No, same leg. Yeah, same leg. You're just up high. This one's just a wiggle. What this does, we could wiggle it down here. Up here makes the muscle work a little more. Okay. I kind of feel retarded on this side is just feeling a little awkward. And then release. Okay. Go ahead and move the block off to the side. Let's do some sun salutations in our chair with some twist. You know what? I lied. Bring the block back. Bring your first side foot. So for some of you it's right, for some of you it's left, okay? And it's a right angle and it's just place the foot straight on the block. Pretty easy. No, Larry, more this way. Yeah, you keep liking to shorten that. I want it wider, okay? Inhale, reach up. Exhale, take the hinge. So my sit bones reach back, I'm hinging at the hips. The exhale, that's the exhale. The inhale brings my hands here to the thighs. The exhale curls me back. Pulls me round. Tuck your chin. Really get the spine to curl. And then inhale, uncurl that spine. Okay. The arms go on. Take a twist this direction. Hand here. That same exercise we just did. Push foot or leg, thigh into hand, pull hand back. Using this other hand, make sure that this shoulder isn't rolled forward. We've reached it up and back, and find the twist. Really push here, and notice that you get a deeper twist in your spine, and let it twist, and breathe. And then release, yeah. Go ahead and just move the block. Yeah, that won't work. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge. Inhale, hands here. Exhale, curl. Tuck the tailbone, tuck the chin. Find that round in the spine. And then inhale, come back. Look how good that feels. Let the arms come up. Opposite hand, right? That you were just on. This. Shoulder back. Twist. Use the hand and the foot and the leg. Push into that leg. Larry, put the right hand on your left leg. Right hand on your left leg. There you go. Twist the other way. Twist that one. There you go. Say hi to Diana. Open through the spine. Oh, and release. Let's do 2 more each side. So the block has to move each time. It's okay. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge. Hands on the thighs. Inhale. Exhale, round. Tighten that curl. Inhale. All the way up. Arms come to. Exhale, take the twist. Shoulder on the back. Push. Hand into. Now it's the other side. My bad. We'll just keep you on track. Push. Leg into hand. Hand back into leg. Ooh. What kind of rotation can you find? And then inhale back. Inhale up. Move the leg. Sorry, we should do that first. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge. Inhale here. Exhale, curl. Inhale all the way up. Hands come to. Find the other. Shoulder on the back. Push. Inhale, open through the spine. Find that twist. Use the hand against the leg to possibly rotate you a little bit more and release. 1 more each side. Move the block. Plant the foot. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Arms up. Take the twist. We are breathing for 5 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Push and pull in that leg. Inhale. Exhale. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Anybody feel heat start to develop in that core? Last leg. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge. Hands on the thighs. Inhale. Exhale, curl it back. Inhale. All the way up. Take the arms, take the twist, 5 breaths, pushing and pulling with the leg and hand. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. You can breathe faster if I'm breathing too slow. 1 more, and release. Now you can really And let's do that whole thing 3 times each side. We won't hold the twist, we'll just move in and out with our breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Stay on the twist for the inhale. Exhale, release the hands and see if you can just slowly bring yourself back. Beautifully done. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful work. Inhale. Exhale. 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 Inhale. And exhale. Relax. Shake it off. How we feeling? You okay? Okay. Move around to the backs of your chairs. I don't have a mat today, but that's okay.
That one on the end.
Yeah. I don't need it. There. Go around back and you're going to find this stretch, okay? Make sure that you don't lock your knees back. Keep a little bend in those knees and just reach your rear end back. Come as low as you can. You can walk your feet back. If balance isn't an issue, you're going for the length in the spine. So, Peter, take your feet a little bit further back. Yeah, bend those knees a little more. And sit your back. Yeah, that's what we're looking for, is that little stretch on the glute. So, go ahead and come back up and stand, okay? So just watch for a sec. This is what we are trying to help, okay, with our backs. If we are like this, okay, our hamstrings don't ever get stretched, back of the leg. It can't, because this is where it starts. So if we may feel a stretch right here in the low back, but you really won't feel a ton here, you won't get the work. To do the work, you've got to have this happen. Yeah, the bum has to stick. And sometimes our hamstrings are so tight that if I straighten my legs, there's no way. I can't reach. So let your knees bend and let that rear end reach. Push down into those feet, just like we did when we were pushing down and forward. Push into those feet. See if you can get to the place where even your arms are long. Because then we're also stretching out the armpit. Bend those knees. You're just trying to lengthen. Guys, gravity's been working on us a lot of years, creating shortened spine. Okay, go ahead and walk back in. So that's what we're working on most today, or we've been working hips, but is to get the spine as long as we can. So, 2 things. We've already talked about where we want and how we want it to be. It's not a flat back, because I've got a little curl here, and I've got a little curl here. But I want my head going that direction, and my tailbone and my sit bones going that direction. So as I'm here, go ahead and let your head kind of win, and then pull back with the sit bones, and then let your head, and I want you to feel as if someone's pulling you, and guess what, I'm going to come and pull on you. So there. Yeah. So you're going to feel as if someone's pulling you back and you're resisting the forward. Yes, yes. I can pull you off that, right? And if you, whenever you need to, go ahead and come back up. So I'm going to pull you back and I'll pull your head forward. Yeah, resist that pull back. Yes! And come back up. Come back in. Come in and out. Okay, as I pull you back, take your head forward. Reach. Don't let me pull you back. Yeah! That's traction on the spine. Walk up, take a break, come back in. Here we go. Put your
Yes. Like, keep trying to pull me over. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh. See you, Diane. Bye. Next week. You'll get me with my grapple. There. Does it feel fantastic? You feel that extra little strength? So that, you're actually, I'm an inch taller. I actually had one student that was in a motorcycle accident, that after a year and a half of yoga, he had lost about an inch and a half. And he's like, I just measured. And he had re-strengthened. And there are little muscles that run up our spine that help this, okay? So, here's what we're doing. Come close to the chair. Inhale, sweep the arms. Try to push into your feet and just lengthen through the head. Like there's a string right here, and the arms are going to come with it. And then you put the arms down, and you reach back, and the string has just changed positions. Lengthen it back. Now, go ahead and round through the spine, curl it up, reach it back, and find a stretch again. We're going to do that one more time. Reach it up, curl, come back, find the stretch, and then walk in and up and back down. Okay? We'll do 5 of them. And that doesn't count as the first one. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, plant your hands. Reach it back, find a stretch. Inhale, curl it open, or it's not open, but it's closed. And take it back open. There's the length. Go ahead and curl it. Let your knees bend. Come back. And then step in. That's one. Inhale up. Exhale, hold. Step back. Reach. Inhale, curl. Exhale, reach. Inhale, curl. Exhale, reach. Come all the way in. Inhale up. Here we go, number 3. Step it back. Reach. Inhale, curl, or exhale, curl. Inhale, reach. Exhale, curl, reach. Go ahead and walk it back in. Take 3 breaths. I know, we've still got 2 more. But can you feel how the heart rate is increasing? Okay. If you'll move with your breath, you can get actually some heart work, some cardio. Okay, 2 more. One option you may add on. You do not have to. Inhale up. Just watch me for a sec. Exhale. As you step back, you can go from here to up on your toes and round, to back down, to up on your toes and round, to back down, to walk it back in. So you want to add, do it. If you're like, not today, or if you try it and you're like, Inhale, 2 more. Stretch it up. Exhale, hands. Go for length. Lift the heels, round the spine. Plant the heels, lengthen the spine. Lift the heels, round the spine. That's the exhale. Plant the heels, lengthen the spine, and walk it back in. A little bit more work on the glutes. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, last one. Step down, find the length. Hold back, reach forward. Lift the heels, round the spine. Plant the heels, reach and lengthen. One more. Lift the heels, round the spine. Plant the heels, find the reach. Pause, breathe, and walk it in. Beautifully done. Good stuff? Okay. So everybody turn and face wood doors. Okay, I'll just face forward. Go ahead and your leg, the right leg that's closest to the chair, plant. Pick up this other one. It's a tree pose.
Okay, it can go right on the ankle. It can go on the calf. If some of you are flexible enough, it can come clear up into the groin area. Okay, now, it cannot go on the knee. So if you find that you're right on the knee, move it lower or come to your toes right above the knee. Okay, so wherever you're at, and then just see if you can, just working on some balance. Just lift the hand off the chair. You might wobble. You might not. This foot may come down. Breathe. See if you can push down into the foot on the floor. Push the foot on the leg into the leg. Push the leg back. And then lengthen up through the crown of the head. And then release. Shake it out. Second side. Turn and face the window. Okay. Holding on to the chair. Push into the left foot, lengthen through the spine, and come to where you're coming. Again, you can have a toe on the floor if your balance is really wonky today. Sometimes mine is. You can be on the calf, or you can bring that foot all the way up into the groin area. Pushing foot into thigh, thigh back into foot. Find that balance. Maybe you release the hands. Breathe. See if you can push the foot that's bent or the knee that's bent, that foot, into the leg. Push the leg back. Lengthen through the spine. And release. Shaking it out. Beautifully. We doing okay? Take your feet a little wider than hip distance and just shake. Let it just. Sometimes we are really very controlled. Lose the control. Bend the knees. Just let the body shake. Okay, it's one of the very best things we can do to release the back. And you can feel that low back. If you start to just really just shake pretty quick, the low back, you feel weird and there's body parts that are jiggly. It's going to happen, right? And that will help release your low back. Go and grab hold here and do the same thing, feet wide. Release the hips side to side. It's another fabulous way. Slight bend in the knees, just going side to side, creating the jiggle. Letting the jiggle happen, because we're jiggly. Everybody's jiggly when they relax. Beautifully done. Come all the way up. How are we feeling? You okay? We didn't do a ton of arm work, but I want to do one more thing. I don't know if we've done this in class. Go post your elbows. Now, if getting here is too hard, bring them to here. But you're going to feel like this is stuck as we're going through a door. Okay, have we done this? Okay. Step with one foot forward. And the arms don't get to go. They're stuck in the door. Just reaching through with the heart. If you find that this is hurting shoulders, elbows drop, but they also pull. It's almost like somebody's pulling them down towards the waistline. Pull in. In fact, everybody do that. When you pull those down, can you feel the shoulder blades and the back work? Okay, these are stuck. Try to push your way through the door gently. Breathe. Now the head wants to do this. See if you can lift it slightly. Oh, look at those hearts open. And then release. Anybody get a tingle? Yeah, that's fabulous work. We're gonna do the second side. There's not a second side, but there's a second step forward foot. Here we go. You're welcome to stay here, but this pull down works the back more. Step forward. Arms stuck, try to move through. So it's like if I'm from the side doing this, right? I'm trying to move and my arms aren't letting. Go ahead and release the arms. And then go through those shoulders. Roll backwards and forwards. And work your way onto your hands. Your favorite
On your backs, on your back, on the mat. So I've got a new way to do our head, so will you just lay the blanket flat and put your head on your shoulders on that, okay? And unroll it, Michelle. Oh, that means letting you unroll the blanket. It's called a head hug.
Then you can't, you can't from side to side.
Bend your knees. We're not there yet, Bend your knees side to side, right? So then she'll left his feet or make your knees on the direction. Put together. So then the knees go back out. Yeah, come back to the center. And the other way, you got it. One of the best things you can do for our spine.
Then it's harder to turn your head.
Yeah, it's a little harder to turn your head. And then come to a place of stillness. Take your feet as wide as your mat and just shake your legs side to side. Kind of in and out. Let them kind of flop together and apart. We're doing the same. There you go, Larry. Yeah. Releasing, low back, hips soft. We do a lot of work in the hips today. Breathe. Letting that go. And then go ahead. Relax. I'm going to put a bolster underneath your knees if you want that. It helps you low back with your knees. There you go. That's it. You're not feet is not something not comfy. It's okay. So, for those on camera that are like, what are you doing? We can't see it. I can show you the head hug and the shake. So, head goes right on the blanket, not the shoulders. And then this side turns under. And this side turns under. And this side, the back side, kind of turns under, hugging your head. And then you've done windshield wipers before.
the shape is this. And then find your Shavasana. You will breathe for a moment in this Shavasana. And then you really aren't going to focus on your breath. Letting the breath be long and slow. Coming back in and finding effortlessness. Notice that had we started with Shavasana at the first of class, this particular pose, we could have done it, but we wouldn't feel the same way that we feel now. Going back to the quote from Patanjali, perfection in poses isn't possible until we've achieved, until the achievement, the effort to perform it becomes effortless. And the infinite being within is reached. Rolf Gates, who teaches back in the East, in the United States, says this: the mistake we run into is believing that we can get where we are going through effort. But Patanjali defines success as effortlessness. Floating in the center of our pastures, the center of our experience, we succeed by moving into harmony with the moment. Our limbs, our breath, our awareness. Those of you here live, go ahead and stay where you're at. I'm going to go ahead and close the recording. The divine light, the goodness and the greatness that's within myself, I recognize and bow to that goodness and grace and light that's within each of you. Namaste.